Hello friends, welcome back to V Baby Takes. Today's a little bit of a sad one. As you can see by the title, I am no longer a flight attendant. Yes, I am no longer an employee of anyone's airline. I am a free bird. So I guess I kind of wanted to just first talk about the story and like timeline and how it came to be, how I made that decision. And then I'll make a separate video on like the specific things on how I came to the conclusion and like what went about that part. So, I didn't really plan out this video because I really want to give my real, honest, true answers about last summer. So as of November 2nd, I'm no longer a flight attendant. Last summer, this past summer, I think in June or July, I started experiencing just my feet were just having more issues. And you know, with our job, we're just like running around all the time, altitudes and just so many different things, the heels in the airports. We walk a lot, y'all. When I would look at my Apple Watch, I would literally close my ring within that first like 3 flights of the day type of thing. So I just started noticing like my foot just kept having extreme pain at the end of the day, like bad pain. And one was worse than the other. So I think before that I had gone to a doctor because I had noticed like a formation on my foot. She was just like, oh, it's bunions, girl. You're gonna have to get surgery. I work with other flight attendants and they have to be out between 2 to 3 months if you're gonna do one foot or both feet. Both of my feet have them, but one was worse than the other. So she was like, you could do one and then wait till that one recovers and then do the second one, because if you do both, you won't be able to walk anywhere. So that was the only solution I thought. I just knew that, okay, maybe I needed to start saving up for 3 months of not being able to go to work, right? So then I decided to go find another doctor, get another opinion, and he basically went against the surgery route. I mean, he was like, maybe in the future, but you don't have to do it right now. And he wanted us to just start doing, you know, non-surgical solutions. So he basically was like, but in order for this to work, you will have to take time off of work, because the reason why your pain is exacerbated is because you're working and you're on your feet for so long. So the only way to fix it or to help it is to not go to work or to not be on your feet for so long. So it was like, can I ask you to be off of work for like I think it was 2 or 3 weeks. This was in June, I think. I think I went to him for like 3 months until everything was like better. So yeah, I just started significantly stopped going to work as much because I wanted to feel better. Like, I was of the mindset that I have seen flight attendants who have dedicated their lives to their companies and they have had really bad surgeries, like with suitcases falling on their shoulders and even the bunion issues and just like foot problems from the job. Like, I saw it and I was like, I am not gonna be that person who bears this pain in the name of a job that I love, because at the end of the day, they're gonna just probably replace me if I can't work anymore. And I still have a life that I want to live. I still am very active. So during that time, I wasn't even able to work out on my feet like that, because he literally was like I had a boot, like literally couldn't use the foot. So I was already out for the summer. First, I thought I was gonna have surgery, so I already knew summer I wasn't gonna be able to do anything. Then this man asked me to sit down for the summer. So I wasn't working and I was just sitting on this couch at this house. So, I mean, it was fine. Like, I was able to just recover really and focus on that. But I guess we did not have the same understanding. So he was asking me to not go to work at all, when I thought he was just saying, just go to work less. So I was still going to work. And every time I would come back, he was like, well, why do you think you're not better? You kept going to work. You're on your feet. Like, you can't. So I'm gonna try to make this video short. So ultimately, the injury wasn't the reason why I left being a flight attendant. My injury ended up being resolved around like July, end of July, April-ish, where I ended up just getting steroid injections, and like over time it just got better. Um, during that time when I started going to work less and less, it was becoming harder for me to actually go to work. Like I dreaded, and y'all, I like my job. I enjoyed being a flight attendant, but I dreaded going to work, y'all. Like my mindset was always very negative when it came to going to work. With summer flying too, like things were always happening wrong or bad. So anytime I went to work, my mindset was always, well, what worse could happen today? I bet something worse is gonna happen today. Let's see what happens today. Like where people were getting stranded in the airports, where I was not getting home on the day that I was supposed to get home because of a delay or a cancellation. Like it just became something where I dreaded going to work because I didn't know if I would be able to come back home on the day I said I was coming back home. And then I have a small business, so like where I became a flight attendant because I thought I would have flexibility to do it. And then I left because I didn't have the flexibility to do it. So yeah, it was just becoming mentally draining. So many different flight attendants with so many different opinions, and every time they came on, it was a drag. Like, I don't know. I love y'all flight attendants, but my favorite thing to say about flight attendants is that they love to complain. Like, not to say that there are things that are wrong. Like, there are things that are wrong in our industry, in our lives, in all of that. But every time we got on that jump seat, there was literally complaining. So I just felt like I am no longer growing here. I came into this on a whim. Y'all have seen my video from the moment I submitted my very first application to my very first airline. I was always super excited to be there, and I always wanted to serve my passengers. But as soon as I realized that, literally I asked God, like, if I can't serve in this capacity anymore, like as soon as I'm not doing it, please take me out, because it just became a drag. I regretted it. I commuted, so it was another job. It was becoming like a nuisance for me to go to work. One, because I had an injury. Two, I wasn't getting paid enough because of my injury. I had to take time off of work. So now I'm trying to recoup, and like it was just becoming a drag every time, because when I got there, I didn't know if I would even leave the airport that day because of delays. We're sitting in the airport for 7 hours because our plane had an issue. It was just becoming something that I didn't like my mental state as a result of it towards the end. So if you could see my calendar for work every month, you saw me working less and less and less and less and less as a culmination of the injury and the mental, and it just started coming less and less until one day, like y'all, I did not want to do it. I did not want to submit my 2 weeks notice. I didn't want to do it. I just kept saying, yo, if I can just be off for 1 month straight off, I won't feel this way anymore about this job. And I kept saying it. And it was like, well, my doctor had me off anyways. And I came back and didn't feel like I needed to be there anymore. So I just kept saying, like, if I could just be off for 1 month and just get my mind right, I'll be fine. And it didn't happen. So yeah, I struggled with putting in that 2 weeks because y'all have been with me through my regional airline, through my interviews for my mainline airline. Like, I dreaded it. But I'm here now and I feel good, and I'm so excited, y'all. I'm excited to share with y'all what I have been doing and where I am at now. I feel really amazing. I still recommend this job to anybody who has ever wanted to do it. It was a beautiful experience, but the time has come. I knew that this was never going to be a forever thing. That's why I never called it a career. Personally, I always called it a job because I knew that it wasn't where I was supposed to be forever, but it was where I needed to be at that time. So yeah, y'all, I'm not a flight attendant anymore, but please hit me up with any other questions you have about my experience. I am still very happy to answer them. I still have my calendar up if you ever want to hop on a 15-minute call. I still want to make some flight attendant content because I have some stuff that I haven't shown y'all still. But yeah, As of November 2nd, 2023, V Baby is no longer a flight attendant. Thank y'all for watching. Bye.